Welcome, debtors and borrowers, to Bankruptcy Bailout, because debt ruins lives, not bankruptcy. My name is Matt Burkus. I'm a Colorado-based bankruptcy and student loan relief attorney, and today we're going to answer the question, well, how do you buy a car during Chapter 13 bankruptcy? Well, first off, can you buy a car during Chapter 13 bankruptcy? And of course, the answer is yes, you can. However, there's several considerations and a process you have to go through in order to determine A, whether it makes sense to buy a car, and then whether you can go through the process of doing so. So first, some of the considerations is that, when you're in Chapter 13 bankruptcy, you can't just go out and incur new debt. So you're going to have to obtain approval. Now, districts will handle this process differently, or there's a variety of ways this is handled. So where I practice in Colorado, we only need to get the bankruptcy trustee to approve the deal. Some districts may require you to actually file a motion with the court in order to get approval to incur the debt. And one of the considerations in approving the car loan is what effect will this car purchase have on your Chapter 13 plan? Because remember, Chapter 13 is a monthly payment plan. So if you're about to go get a car payment, the question is will that affect your monthly payment to the bankruptcy? And if it will, if it's going to substantially change things, then in addition to trying to get approval for it, you'll also have to do a modified plan. And all this comes at a cost, right? You're going to incur attorney's fees to have your attorney sort of manage the court process of you buying, or the bankruptcy process of you buying a new car during Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So to recap, the first consideration is, will this car payment affect your Chapter 13 plan? If it won't, if it's about the same as your existing car payment and it's not a new additional expense, there's usually no issue. The court or the trustee is going to approve the deal. If the car payment will end up increasing your expenses and reducing your Chapter 13 plan payment, you can probably still get that approved as long as the payment is reasonable, but then you're also going to have to justify the need for the car. And again, that may not be a big problem. Like if you had a car that was paid off and then it started incurring a bunch of repair expenses and you need to go get a new car, and the only way you're going to do that is finance one, and you're going to have a car payment, courts are probably going to let that happen. So usually it's not going to be a problem getting it approved. So once you sort of landed on the idea that you need a new car, what's the actual process you have to go through? Well, you have to work the car deal in reverse, right? Because normally when you go to a car lot, right, you're going to show up, salesman's going to greet you, you're going to look at some cars, then you're going to negotiate the deal with the salesperson and the sales manager. And then once you land on that deal, then you're going to go talk to the finance manager who will close the deal and all that kind of stuff. Well, what you have to do is you're going to have to work that process in reverse. You're going to have to go onto the car lot and you're going to say, look, I'm in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And so the first thing you have to do is you have to talk to the finance manager first. You have to go to the finance manager and find out what they can approve you for. All right, because your credit's not completely trashed when you're in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. In fact, your credit has probably been slowly improving while you're in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. But car lenders, subprime car loans are very easy to get. So it's usually not going to be an issue of getting you approved, but you have to find out first what you can be approved for, how much you can spend, because we need that information to get the trustee and court approval. So step number one is you got to go to the car dealership, work the deal in reverse, go to the finance manager and get basically a car purchase mock-up or a mock-up of what the car loan would look like. Then we take that mock-up and we submit it, at least in my district, we submit it to the bankruptcy trustee to get approval for the purchase of a vehicle. Once we get the trustee letter approving the vehicle, then you go back to the car dealership and then complete the purchase of the vehicle. And you're gonna, and if you try to sort of circumvent this process, you're gonna run into trouble. You're gonna run into trouble anyway, because when you get to the finance manager's office and they run your credit, they're going to see the bankruptcy and they're going to see that you're in active Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and pretty much all car lenders are going to then we're going to be triggered to require to get some sort of approval to do the deal. Okay, so that's how you have to buy a car in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Work the deal in reverse, work with your attorney to get it approved either by the trustee or court, and then you go buy the car. There you go. My name is Matt Burkus. I'm a Colorado bankruptcy and student loan relief attorney. I offer free initial phone consultations to the residents of Colorado for the purposes of bankruptcy, and I offer paid consultations to talk about student loan issues. Best of luck to you.